All right. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
teachers. Uh, Kalpita and I here are here from Khan Academy. It's lovely to see everyone. Oh wow, Kalpita, we already have about
150
oh wow,
participants.
oh wow, 200 already. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining in on time. We will just start in a little bit.
Very, very warm welcome to all the teachers who have joined us today. Thank you for taking time out, despite the festive season and despite having a long day at school. It's amazing to see so many teachers excitedly joining our conversation. A very good afternoon. We have teachers from Vadodara, we have teachers from UP, we have teachers from different parts, different regions of JNV joining us. Warm welcome to all of you.
Wow, just so lovely to see. I think Kalpita, one of the best parts about working with Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti is that you have teachers joining in from across the country,
Yes,
right? And it's just so heartening to see. Uh, and our chat box is already full. Hello, good afternoon to all of you. We can't keep up with all the chats currently, but thank you so much. हम और बस थोड़ी ही देर में शुरू करने वाले हैं. We are just waiting for a few more people, but please keep connected, stay connected to us. Uh, Once again, my name is Shoujo. I lead our program in Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, the guided learning program. I have probably spoken to all of you on a WhatsApp group और जो भी लंबे लंबे WhatsApp में messages आते हैं बार बार आते हैं, that is mostly from me. Again, I've been here working with all of you for over 1.5, almost close to 2 years right now. So I'm very, very excited to speak to you all today. We have a very interesting sort of, lineup. We have very interesting new features that we would love to talk to you about, and we would love to share a lot of what is already happening with all of your support. So that's a little bit about me. Kalpita, if I can call on upon
yes,
you to introduce yourself quickly. Kalpita is a new member in our team, and she's very excited to meet all of you. Kalpita.
absolutely. Thanks, Giorgio. And once again, welcome to all the teachers. We've almost touched 500 now. That's amazing. My name is Kalpita. I am based in Pune. I am really excited to be working with Khan Academy and all you teachers. I have had the opportunity to visit some of our offices, and the kind of growth that I have seen in all of our schools from the beginning of the year till today has been so amazing. And I also keep seeing the kind of things that you all share on your WhatsApp groups. It's so, so inspiring to see the amazing things and the hard work that all you teachers are putting in. So, before we even get started, I just want to thank all of you who have joined this session, and also congratulate you for all the amazing work that you have been doing. On that note, I think let's move forward. We have more than 500 teachers who have joined us right now. And before we, start with all the काम की बातें, there's one question that I have for all of you. आप लोग अपने आप को introduce कर रहे हैं chat में, उसी के साथ साथ I have one question. If you could put down one achievement that you're very, very proud of in the last 3 months, what would that be? I would love to hear your responses in the chat box. And let me tell you why I'm asking you this question. Because academic year shuru ho chuka hai, right? Ever since the academic year started, we had a lot of big, big goals for ourselves. We wanted to do so many things, and we said that this year we are going to do this and we're going to achieve that. And all of us have had so much time now. We've had 3, 4 months since our academic year has started, and there have been so many challenges, so many difficulties. A lot of things have not gone according to plan in your classrooms, in your schools. A lot of things, right? लेकिन still there are some things which we have managed to achieve, and I'm sure हर किसी के पास ऐसी at least एक चीज है जो आप achieve कर पाए हैं. What I want to know is what is that one thing that you are very happy and proud about. ऐसी कौन सी चीज है जो आपने की है because of which you're very, very proud. One thing in the chat box. I can already see some responses. Thank you so much. Use of smartboard in your classroom is something that you're very proud of. I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you so much. You're very happy about the fact that there is no need to give extra homework because students are using Khan Academy platform. Amazing. Thank you so much. Irfan sir, really happy to hear your response. Thanks a lot. I'm waiting for more responses. We have a response from Radha ma'am who says that there's improvement from slow learners. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's amazing to hear. I really hope there is a lot more progress that you make. All the best to you. Vipin sir is saying that there is almost 100% registration of all students. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. Uh,
Kalpita,
what are we
B.
saying? Yes.
Prabhakar ji has also mentioned that using Khan Academy practice, my children got good marks in PWT2 exams. This is just brilliant to hear, and thank you so much for sharing with all of us. I think here at Khan Academy, and both Kalpita and I have also been teachers ourselves. I think our most at the heart of all of it is we want to ensure that we make all of your work and all of your work easier, your life easier, and we just want to ensure that all of your students, improve their math learning outcomes as much as possible. So please keep sharing in the responses. Kalpita, over to you.
Amazing. Shorja, like you mentioned, there are a lot of teachers who are saying that students are enjoying how to learn using Khan Academy. They're having a great experience. So it's really nice to see that whatever efforts all of our teachers have been taking so far using our platform, they're all starting to, bear fruits now, and that's amazing. Maximum participation is taking place without resources, even when there's a shortage of resources. Activation of students are developing an interest in mathematics. Revision is becoming easy. Khan Academy is being used for assessment purposes. So happy to read all of these responses. Homework and revision is happening. Progress is visible. Experience of Khan Migo was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anup sir. Right? Yeah, they have become more advanced. Learning has become easy. They're able to do homework in virtual mode. Thanks, Devendra sir. You're using interactive panels for assessments. Narendra sir, thank you so much for sharing that. Lovely, lovely. It's been just wonderful to see all your messages in the chat box. And it's also really nice to see that we have almost reached 650 participants. Thank you so much for bringing all this energy and enthusiasm with you, teachers, when you're joining today's session. Right, let's move forward while we are also getting ready for today's session. I just wanted to share a few basic rules with all of you, right? We are all teachers, so we all know ki if we have to learn something really well, we should have certain basic rules that we all follow so that all of us are able to, learn effectively. So first, my request to you all is going to be to try and sit in a place where you don't have a lot of noise, a lot of distractions, so that you can peacefully learn and learn whatever we are discussing in today's webinar. If possible, it would be amazing if you could have a notebook and pen with you. While we can all take screenshots at any time, you know that having a notebook and pen makes a difference. So if there's anything you want to jot down, you can quickly make a note of that. And yes, we all know how to use the chat box. You already have been using it, and I'm getting a lot of responses in the chat box. So please continue to use the chat box. However, if you have any questions, if there are any doubts that you want to ask, if there are any questions that you want Shorjo or myself to answer, we would request you to use the Q&A box, which is the question and answer box, so that those question and answers do not get lost in the list of chat messages that we're getting, right? Because there are almost 1,000 teachers that we are going to have on this call. It might happen that our responses to your questions is slightly slow, but please bear in mind that by the end of the session, we will have answered all of your questions, right? So just be patient in case there's a little bit of time that is taken. We might answer your questions till the end, but we will make it a point to answer all your questions. Right. So yeah, if you all are ready and if all these rules are clear to you, can I see a quick thumbs up in the chat or as a emoji response? I would love to see if you are ready to go. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. On that note, let's move forward, ready to move ahead. Please
Oh,
make sure
wow.
that you're, sorry, you were saying something, Shorjo?
I was saying, oh wow, so many thumbs up already.
Yeah.
So sorry about my video.
Teachers
Yeah,
are all ready to go, ready to go. And we've
wonderful.
crossed 700 teachers already also. Amazing. So, what we will be doing is at the end of the session, we will be sharing a small form link. The form link is basically going to have questions for you to fill. It's a feedback plus assessment form, which means that we will get feedback from you about how the session was. And we would also want to understand कि हमने आज जो भी डिस्कस की हैं चीजें उनमें से कितनी चीजें आपको समझ में आई है, right? So we also want to understand how much all of you have understood or learned from today's session. So please make sure you're filling out this assessment and feedback form. We will also be sharing the data or the summary of these responses with all of our internal offices. So do not miss out on this form. It'll be shared on the chat at the end of the session. Yeah, Shorjo?
Yeah. Yeah. Additionally, we have some good news. And there have been a lot of requests from teachers around this. So this is the first time actually that we will also be providing attendance certificate to all the teachers, right? We have a 1.5 to 2 hours training session today. तो आप सभी को सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, लेकिन इसके लिए you have to ensure that you fill out this form that is going to be shared with all of you, so that one, we have your details, we have your name, we have your school name, we also have your email ID here, right? So unless you share this email ID, this will be a digital form that will be sent to you in about 10 to 14 days from now. So please, 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 request is to ensure that you fill this form properly, enter your details properly, stay around till the end of the session today, so that you do have access to this link to the form link. तो फिर से मैं एक बार दोहराना चाहता हूँ, आप सभी को अटेंडेंस certificates मिलेंगे based on the assessment and the feedback form that we will be providing at the end of the session today. We've already had this alignment, ये बातचीत हो चुका है NVS head office के साथ. तो लेकिन वो लिंक आपको एंड ऑफ द सेशन मिलेगा. तो तब तक आप वेट कीजिए प्लीज. एंड एडिशनली हमें ये फॉर्म ये सर्टिफिकेट्स आपको ईमेल में भेजने के लिए वी विल नीड अबाउट 10 to 14 days. So please also be patient at that point. That is it here. Back to you, Kalpita.
Great. I am sure all of you will be alert and enthusiastic throughout this session so that you can get all the answers in this form correct and get your certificate, as Shorja rightly pointed out. Amazing. So let's just take a quick recap at all the things that we have already done with teachers in this academic year. Shorjo?
Yes. All right. So let's quickly recap. So हमने already we've actually done over. This is the 5th training/orientation session that is happening this year. And Kalpita, I think all the teachers were there last year, but I just want to tell you also that last year we actually started our trainings very late, but this year I think we sort of ensured that our JNV teachers, they get this information as soon as possible. So we did our first session with principals and vice principals on 4th of April. Then we did our beginning of year sessions. We did 2 beginning of year sessions on the 8th and the 22nd April. We spoke to the teachers about Khan Academy platform. प्लेटफॉर्म कैसा है, क्या क्या होता है प्लेटफॉर्म में, रोस्टिंग एक्टिवेशन कैसे करना चाहिए. The second BOY, we also spoke about mastery goals, student reports, and I think because we were able to do this at the very beginning of the year, and we'll go over data very soon, you will also see that teachers have, they have ensured tremendous progress this year. This session is known as the almost towards the end. We are doing the continuous professional development session. This session is all of you are at a place where आप सभी को पता है कि Khan Academy basically कैसे use करना चाहिए. What are the basics of Khan Academy? Now, since all of you are our power users, we want to show you what else you can do with the platform, and that is what today's session is all about. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's amazing to see that all the teachers who are sitting here in this session already know so much about Khan Academy. आपने already इतना अच्छे से इस product को समझा है और use किया है that we've seen amazing progress. We will talk about that also as we go ahead. But it's a really good time right now to just think about all the things that we have achieved. थोड़ा सा reflect करेंगे हम इस previous academic year के जो months हमने अभी ऑलरेडी कवर किए हैं. We'll reflect a little bit about them and then we will see how can we get stronger as teachers, how can we become better, how can we improve our students learning further, and how can we have an even more amazing academic year for the rest of the months that are ahead of us. So on that note, let's quickly understand what today's agenda is going to look like. We will be starting our session by reviewing the progress which we have made. We would love to celebrate all the teachers and schools who have worked so hard and done an amazing job, of be it activations or be it learning. We'll celebrate all of that progress. And then we are going to recap something that we have already learned before, which is mastery learning. And then the most important part of today's session, that's what you all are here for. We're going to learn how to strengthen our program implementation. We're going to learn some amazing but easy strategies to make our implementation of Khan Academy in our schools even stronger, so that this guided learning program is actually able to help you all to achieve the results that you all have in mind. Right? And of course, whatever support you require, we are here with that support. We will be sharing some important resources and support details at the end of the session as well. Right? On that note, I think it's time to celebrate whatever we have achieved. Shorjoy here cannot wait to share all these amazing goals that we have achieved already in the beginning of the year. So yeah, let's go.
Thank you, Kalpita. Teachers, just like Kalpita was sharing, we've had a tremendous year already, right? आप सभी को ये तीन goals के बारे में पता है. All of you know about these three goals. We've discussed about these goals quite a few times in both the the BOY, the beginning of year training sessions that we've done. इसके साथ साथ we've also discussed this during principal review meetings that you were also a part of, so you know all these goals. We have actually two basic goals. One we can call as the foundational or the setup goal. Setup goal में the goal was कि हम 100% JNV students को activate कर लेंगे by the beginning of the academic year. Obviously, when we were setting up the goal, तभी हमें पता था कि this is a little ambitious, right? And why is activation important, right? Very quickly wanted to share with you कि last year JNVs across all of JNV regions आपने ही कुछ 1,30,000 1,40,000 बच्चों को आपने रजिस्टर किया था खान अकेडमी प्लेटफॉर्म में. बट आउट ऑफ दैट 1,40,000 students who were registered last year, only about 50,000 students, that means close to one third of those students, use Khan Academy till the end of the academic year. मतलब उतना तक at the end of the academic year यहाँ तक आए. तो इसलिए this activation goal was so important कि हम एक तो register कर रहे हैं, registration में time जा रहा है. We are also investing a lot of time as teachers. So how can we ensure कि बच्चे actually use करें Khan Academy? Already अभी August चल रहा है. Already we are seeing that there is close to 75,000, and this was the number till the end of August. तो अभी तक ये नंबर काफी बढ़ चुका है. There's almost roughly close to 80,000 students who has used Khan Academy once at least this academic year, right? Which is, I think, a great. We have surpassed our end of year usage of last year already. So one, congratulations to all of you. Huge shout out to all of you कि क्योंकि आपका ही हार्ड वर्क से ये पॉसिबल हुआ है. नेशनली हम देख रहे हैं कि अभी तक हमारा जो भी registered students हैं, close to 2 lakh students have been registered this academic year. वहां से already 75,000 बच्चों ने already खान अकेडमी एक बार खान अकेडमी में प्रैक्टिस कर लिया है, which is the national average currently is about a 35%, right? यहाँ पे हम लोग देख पा रहे हैं कि चंडीगढ़ has one of the highest activation percentages, which is close to 65% in Chandigarh. Uske baad Hyderabad is close, very close at 40, almost 46%. Pune and Shillong, great sort of progress we are seeing in these two regions. And then we have Jaipur, Bhopal, Patna, and Lucknow. Obviously, academic year अभी तक काफी बाकी है, but फिर से मैं एक चीज दोहराना चाहता हूँ, the activation is actually step zero. If students are not activated, that means they are not using the platform, right? So that is why I want to urge all of you कि अभी तक अगर activation नहीं हुआ है, if activation hasn't happened yet, then please take the next 10 15 like in the next 2 days, take about 1 hour out, ensure that all your students are activated. Very easy process. We can't tell the process right now, but we will share डॉक्यूमेंट पोस्ट ट्रेनिंग रिसोर्स आफ्टर दिस. वहाँ पे प्रोसेस लिखा है, हमारा हेल्पलाइन भी है, और आई थिंक मैक्सिमम आप सभी के पास मेरा फोन नंबर भी है. तो प्लीज आप कॉल कीजिए अगर कोई दिक्कत है, एंड वी विल एंश्योर दैट योर स्टूडेंट्स गेट एक्टिवेटेड एज सून एज पॉसिबल. सो दिस वाज अगेंस्ट एक्टिवेशन. अब हम देखेंगे कि कौन से ऐसे स्कूल्स हैं जहाँ पे हम सबसे ज्यादा एक्टिवेशन देख पा रहे हैं अक्रॉस द रीजन्स, राइट? एंड दिस इज दैट लिस्ट ऑफ स्कूल्स. So we have quite a few schools this year actually जहाँ पे हम 100% activated student count देख रहे हैं. I think this is a list of um, close to 16 schools where we are seeing the highest activation percentages across the country. Uh, one huge round of applause to all of these schools, but also great job to other schools as well. And ये सब numbers जो अभी हम लोग September में अब देख पा रहे हैं, last year we took at least till the end of January to see all of these numbers. We have JNV Mokucham, obviously lower number of registered students there, but 100% activation. JNV East Jaintia Hills with 100% activation. Karimganj, all three from the Shillong region at 100% activation. JNV Medak at almost 100% activation. Kondagaon at almost 99% activation. We have JNV Kuch Bihar from Patna, JNV Raichur, JNV Morbi from the Pune region, Kinnor from Chandigarh region, JNV Hassan. Again, we have Shillong region, JNV West Sikkim, JNV Kohima, JNV Minikoy, Mahisagar, Moga, Mysore. Great for progress, not just from these schools, but all schools. यहाँ पे if any of these teachers are here, I would love to hear if you can आप भी अगर chat box में लिख सकते हो कि what is it that you're doing कि इतना अच्छा activation percentage already है. If any of you want to even say something, you can also raise your hand. We will see if we can unmute you and allow you to speak. But yeah, I would love to hear from any of you. What is it that is happening in these regions and in these schools? इतना अच्छा activation percentage है.
That's great. I think some of the teachers are already sharing. Tejas sir says that they have a dedicated period for Khan
Wonderful.
Academy. Thank you so much for sharing. There's a timetable which you have created. Amazing. You've got a leased internet connection. I'm sure that has solved a lot of problems for you. Thanks for sharing. Great. I think all of these strategies can definitely be used by schools and regions who are facing similar problems, right? And it's amazing to see that these schools are here, but I'm sure that they have also faced a lot of challenges despite which they have managed to achieve these goals. So great job.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. I think and this is something that I've seen. I've also been traveling to a lot of schools and seeing what works, what doesn't work. I think remedial class, timetable period, or having some sort of a fixed time so that students also know that, hey, this is when we need to use Khan Academy. Teachers are also aware, everyone is just aware. Once we do it in a planned manner, and how to do it in a planned manner actually is something that we will be speaking about today. Once we start implementing this in a planned manner, I think it just becomes much easier for everyone involved. So let's see how to do that, how to do it to do that for everyone. As you can see many teachers are already writing in on chat that they are doing it in a planned manner in their schools. So that's why it's working for them. So this was around activation, which was our foundational, which was our setting up goal. Let us actually move on to our next goal, which was each student to at least master 4 skills on Khan Academy and finish 1 unit. And alongside this, to spend at least 120 minutes per month on Khan Academy practice. Right? Very important goal. Because if students are not spending enough time, obviously they aren't learning as much as they should. So let's see how we've done on this goal. Uh, we are going to first see overall how has the year been. So आप सभी को पता है, all of you know that there are two very important numbers that we talk about at Khan Academy. One is the monthly active learners. Monthly active learners yani those learners that spend 30 seconds every month coming online on Khan Academy and at least doing one learning activity, right? So ये सब आपको पता है. We've spoken about this a lot of times. Very interesting. Uh, this year, what we've seen from the very beginning, we started our program, we started trainings with all of your support right from April. So we have seen April, obviously, we started strong in terms of monthly active learners. Right? And after that, and as a, I think, as a trend, जो हमने देखा है कि holiday homework में बहुत काम होता है Khan Academy में, and some a teacher had asked in chat right now, can we do this in the holidays as well? Yes, we can. We also provide holiday homework support as required. So one thing that we've seen, and we saw a peak in May, right? And then we thought, okay, May, June, it's a holiday period. So that's why we are seeing a peak. Students use Khan Academy a lot at home. But what was very interesting and very, very sort of motivating for us was that in addition to this, iske saath saath hi, after the students came back from July onwards as well, we are seeing great usage. Right? तो बच्चे Khan Academy में आ रहे हैं, वो लोग use कर रहे हैं. Right? Which I think deserves a huge round of applause for all of you. Because you are ensuring that students at least get that access to Khan Academy. आप वो ensure करें कि वो access मिले, कि वो लोग at least e-learning platform से कुछ सीख पाए, gamified platform से कुछ सीख पाए. Something that जो हमें थोड़ा सा focus करना है, that is a little sort of concerning, and we have to see how to better this, is कि while students are coming online and using Khan Academy, that prescribed time of 120 minutes is something that we are missing out on. जो हम कहते हैं कि 120 मिनट्स यूज कीजिए, मतलब 30 मिनट्स पर वीक, वहां पे थोड़ा सा मिस हो जा रहा है. जैसे मैल का नंबर रिकवर किया था पोस्ट हॉलीडेज, एमवेल का नंबर वहां पे रिकवर नहीं कर रहा है. राइट? एज यू कैन सी फ्रॉम हियर, it's okay, it's not a huge problem, but we want to see how we can better it slowly and steadily. ऐसा नहीं कि कल ही जाके हमारा ये बढ़ जाएगा. बट आप दो चीज अगर आप अभी आप इन शॉर्ट थोड़ा कर सकते हैं, if you can help us with that. One is, if your students are getting online or they are going to the computer labs, can we ensure that we are actually seeing what they are doing and they are spending time as you want them to spend time? So that is one thing. And second thing is this, that timetable thing. There are also a few questions and a few comments on the chat box abhi ki class 6 ka syllabus. I want to let all of you know कि we've already started working on it. एक हमारा मतलब the first draft is ready with the first 5-6 chapters. We have already sent it out from to a few teachers to see, get feedback on. So give us at least till the end of this month. We will definitely have it ready on the platform. It's new for everyone. कुछ schools में अभी तक books भी नहीं पहुंचे. So हम भी आप सभी के साथ we are trying to figure out how to do it. So we will definitely get it as soon as we will get it to you as soon as possible. Kalpita next. All right. These are the schools that have had the highest average monthly active learner percentage over the last 5 months. We have, and as you can see, the list is similar to the last list that I was showing you. Shillong region से JNV East Jaintia Hills, the average monthly active learner percentage has been 79%. Uh, JNV Kondagaon again has a 76%. JNV Mysore has a 76%. I think I saw JNV Mysore teacher here on the chat box as well. In a little while ago, she did reply on a question that we had. Uh, we have JNV Kuch Bihar, JNV Raichur, JNV Moga, Kurnool, Mahabubnagar, Mokukchung, Kullu, Shimoga, Lahul Spiti, Anand, and Chamba. These are the schools that have shown consistent performance uh, uh, over the last few months. And I would, and again, these are just a few schools. The same work is happening across all schools, right? Um, so I would suggest that uh, all of us can actually be on this list if we just stay a little consistent. So, and it's not just in numbers that we are seeing this. There is real work happening on the ground. सिर्फ numbers में नहीं सीमित है. Uh, we have these wonderful WhatsApp groups with all of you teachers, right? And I just wanted to show you two examples of WhatsApp groups where teachers like yourselves continue to send pictures of how Khan Academy is being used in their classroom. So this is just a walkthrough of the WhatsApp group. So one we have, I think JNV Shillong that is being played right now. So many pictures come in um, almost on a regular basis from almost all the teachers. It is a community that we are creating that has been created, and that's only thanks to all of you. Just look at the number of pictures that keep coming in. I just want to share this with all of you. कि एक तो हमें भी अच्छा लगता है देख के कि एक्चुअली ऑन ग्राउंड क्या हो रहा है, क्या काम हो रहा है, कहाँ कैसे यूज हो रहा है. This is from JNVs in the Hyderabad region. Again, wonderful. Like we see pictures coming in every day, and it just makes us feel like it makes us feel very nice. Again, we've all been teachers, and I think मुझे तो बहुत I feel very sad that I'm away from students, away from direct contact of students. But when I get to see your classrooms uh, through these pictures, I think it makes us feel very nice. Additionally, these are pictures that we share in our decks, in our reports to the head office, to your regional offices, to your regional leadership. Uh, so I think because we keep doing that, uh, I would ask all of you to please continue sending these pictures um, so that we can continue to share this with leadership. Uh, I think Kalpita Sudhakar ji, I think Sudhakar ji is from East Jaintia Hills in the Shillong region. His hand was raised. Sir, is there something that you want to speak? Maybe we can allow him to maybe share something.
Yes, Sudhakarji, do you have anything to share regarding the images that you saw on the screen, or any good practices that have been helpful for you?
Yes, I think he may have. So I'll just allow him to.
Please अपना hand raise कर दीजिए. I will allow you to speak. Is your hand raised right now? Yes, it is raised. Yes, I have asked you to unmute.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Actually, a little bit network issues are there. That's why. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Absolutely. We can hear you clearly.
Actually, ma'am, what we are facing the problems in the during morning hours, during school hours, we are having the 45 minutes timetable, madam. And in between the classes, we have only smart lab one only. Actually, class 6 students we are using for that lab. That's why other classes we cannot take in that lab, madam. So whenever other teachers are free, so that we can engage other students in that smart lab, likewise we are using. So in 1 week we are getting all 6th to 10th classes. Some weeks we are getting 6th, 7th, 8th, like that. 1 or 2 classes are missing. That is showing that percentage of active students in a week basis. Little bit fluctuations are there, ma'am. These are the problems we are facing.
Thank you so much, Sudhakar ji, for sharing. But also, sir, other than the problems that you're facing, I think your school has been performing very well. in terms of the numbers we just saw. So thank you so much for that, sir. Thank you for your continued support. And hopefully, sir,
Thank,
this will just keep
thank you, sir.
better for all of us.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Uh,
Thank
so
you so
I think just last a little bit around this, and then we'll actually move into the technical part of today. I think just the last bit here is कि ये जो pictures हम लोग देख रहे हैं, it serves multiple purposes, right? One, obviously, all of us feel very nice to once look at these pictures, to see these pictures, to see work actually happening on ground. So that way it is very nice, but it also creates a sense of community. Teachers ask questions on these groups. Additionally, we also, like I was sharing, we share these pictures with your regional offices, so that they are also aware of what is happening in the different schools. So I would request all of you, all 8 WhatsApp groups are there for all 8 regions. Please keep sharing. All of you are working. It is very visible in the numbers, but please, request from very humble request from the bottom of my heart is to please keep sharing these pictures. Um, there are problems. We are seeing chat box where internet is a problem. Infrastructure is still a problem. It will get better. It is getting better slowly. In terms of syllabus, again, once I wanted to repeat that once again, we are working on the 6th grade syllabus. We should have it ready by the end of this month. Currently, version 1 is ready, जहाँ पे हम लोग अभी फीडबैक ले रहे हैं बाकी टीचर्स से. जैसे ही वो रेडी हो जाता है, we will put it on the platform so that all of you have access to it. But I think before I hand it over to Kalpita, just wanted to bring our focus back. We, we started very strong. This is the year that we will prove what is possible to everyone. We will show that it is possible to engage students. We will show that it is students do like using online platforms to learn, and we will do that. All of us together will do that with each other's support, right? So I think with that, let us shift our focus to ensure students are getting that time to practice. They are getting that time to practice regularly, and they are mastering their skills. Um, how to master skills, what to do about this, what to become better, how to become better at this, how to even look at this in our classrooms is something that Kalpita will tell us right now. Kalpita, back to you.
Thank you, and thanks for sharing all of these amazing charts which showed us the progress all of our teachers have made. Once again, congratulations to all of you teachers, and thank you for showing us that this is possible. Right. On that note, I'm really happy to take you all through the next journey of the next leg of this journey, where we can focus a lot more on achieving our monthly goals, which will continue to be our focus across the rest of this academic year, right? So, our monthly goal, as you all know, is to make sure that every single student is becoming proficient or mastered in 4 or more skills by completing at least 1 unit per month. 4 से ज़्यादा skills में proficient या mastered level achieve करना है by completing 1 unit per month. If this is our goal, if this is what our students need to achieve, then we have to also make sure that every student is getting 2 hours of practice time on Khan Academy or 120 minutes of practice time on Khan Academy. If we give them that much time on their devices, that is when we can expect our students to achieve this goal of becoming proficient or mastered in more than 4 skills. So if you think about it, both of these things are very, very interrelated. And today we will talk a little bit about not just giving students practice time, but what do we do in that time? How do we actually ensure that the students are using that time to achieve this goal of becoming mastered or proficient in 4+ skills? That is what our focus is going to be. Because as we have seen, our goal of giving 120 minutes of practice time, a lot of you are already able to achieve it so easily. You're all able to make sure that practice time is becoming available to students. But now let's go one step ahead and start thinking about what next, right? How do we make sure that the skills are something that the students are learning? Because that is what will matter at the end of the year. when we talk about students learning and performance, how have the students improved in their skills is something that teachers, parents, and school will want to know. Right? So let's quickly start by recapping something that we have learned in our previous session as well. A lot of you teachers who have been teaching with this guided learning program using Khan Academy already know what is mastery learning. This is nothing new, but it's important to just brush up on this so that whatever new we are going to discuss today is very easy for you all to understand, right? So let's quickly recap what are the different levels of mastery learning. I'm sure you all know what those levels are. Can I quickly get your answers in the chat box? आप मुझे चैट बॉक्स में बताइए कि खान एकेडमी के प्लेटफॉर्म पे मास्टरी लर्निंग के कुछ लेवल्स होते हैं. कैन यू शेयर द नेम्स ऑफ दोज लेवल्स इन द चैट बॉक्स प्लीज? I'm going to wait for a minute to see all your responses. Please type them in the chat box. What are the names of all the mastery levels that a child can get when they are logged into Khan Academy? There are 4 or 5 different levels. What are those levels? Amazing. Familiar. What else? Thank you so much, Vinay sir, for getting us started. What are the other levels that we get? Let's start from the lowest level and go all the way up. Attempted. Thank you, Ajay sir. First level is attempted. Then we have familiar, proficient, and mastered. Thank you so much, Kajal ma'am, Shitanshu sir. Very quick responses. We started with the first level, which is attempted. Then we move on to familiar, then proficient, and then mastered. There is also a level where if there is no work that a student has done, they come under the category of not attempted, right? So now that you all know what the names of these levels are, let's go slightly deeper and understand what do the students need to do in order to achieve these levels, right? So to begin with, if a child solves an exercise, right? An exercise is a set of questions which have only one skill, right? For example, if natural numbers is a unit, place value tables within 1000 is a skill, right? So if on a particular skill, students attempt all the questions, but if they score less than 70%, the level that they reach is known as attempted. Now, if they score more than 70%, but less than 99%, which means if they even get one answer wrong, they reach the level called as familiar. That's the next level the students reach. And if they get 100% of the answers on one particular skill correct without any mistakes, तो उन्हें मिलता है proficient level. That's the third level which our students can reach. If a student is at proficient, it means they have got all answers correct. But still, they have not reached mastery level, right? The most highest level, which is the mastery level. To reach that level, one extra step is required, right? Let's take a look at what that extra step is, which is the most important part for all of us to understand and remember and share with students as well, right? So till here, we were talking about a single skill. Place value tables within 1000 is a very small skill of the entire chapter, which is natural numbers. Now, if I give questions on place value tables within 1000 to a student might be able to solve it easily. But if I give questions related to place value tables within 100 or other topics within natural numbers, if I mix those questions up with place value tables within 1000, maybe some students may not be able to do it. That is the reason, in order to achieve the mastery level, which is the highest level, our students need to be able to attempt all of the questions on a particular skill correctly, but in a mixed assessment where there are questions from other skills within that unit as well, right? So if our students will solve all the questions on place value table within 1000 correctly in a unit test, that is when our students will reach the mastered level and they'll get 100 on 100 mastery points for that particular skill. Does it sound really simple? No, it's not. It's a lot of hard work. Students को बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है इस mastered level तक पहुंचने के लिए, पर ये अच्छी बात है. दोबारा प्रैक्टिस कर करके, बार बार रिहर्स कर करके, वीडियोस देख के, अपने misunderstandings को clarify करके, when the student reaches the mastery level, it means that the child has really grasped that concept and is able to apply it, which is why that effort is what we want the students to do, right? So when they reach the mastered level is when we say that a child has understood the concept thoroughly. And that is our goal. In 4 or more skills every unit, every month, we want our students to come to proficient and mastered. If they are anywhere below it, at familiar or attempted or at not started, that is what we now need to think of. How do we bring our students to this level so that we are able to achieve our monthly goal, right? Amazing. Let me take a quick look at the chat. I can see a lot of you are sharing the logic behind all of these mastery levels correctly as well. Thank you so much, Mukesh sir, for a very, very clear and detailed response. Shows me that you were paying attention in all of the previous sessions that you have been part of as well. Right? Now let's learn the same thing a little bit better with an example, right? Let's take an example of a student, Bharti. Let's say Bharti is a student who studies in one of our JNV schools, and she's learning, she's in grade 6 and she's learning the unit on natural numbers. In natural numbers, she solved one exercise on place value tables within 1000 and she scored 71%, bringing her at familiar level. Then she watched a few videos. Her teachers assigned her a few practice videos. Based on those videos, she improved her conceptual understanding. And once again, she gave the same exercise. She re-attempted that exercise after a few weeks. Then her score was 100%. She did not make any mistakes. And she reached proficient level on the scale of place value tables within 1000. Now, but still she has not reached the mastered level. So what does she do? She waits for the entire unit to be completed. It takes 2 to 3 weeks. And after 2 to 3 weeks, when she does the unit test that comes in the end, she makes sure that all the answers that she gives are correct. All the answers related to place value tables within 1000 are answered correctly when there are other types of questions also. And when she does that, she gets the mastered level, right? So that is the journey. We want to bring all our students up to proficient level, and we want to make sure that they appear in the unit test at the end and they go from proficient to master. That is what we need to keep our focus on in this entire month and all the months that will come up after this as well, right? So let's also quickly take a look at this concept of course mastery goal and unit mastery goal, which all of you already know. राइट हमने ऑलरेडी इसको देखा है, इससे पहले वाले सेशन में भी आपने इसके बारे में बहुत कुछ जाना है और बात की है, और आप में से बहुत सारे टीचर्स ऑलरेडी कोर्स मास्टरी गोल्स, यूनिट मास्टरी गोल्स, यू आर ऑलरेडी असाइनिंग देम आल्सो. So I'm sure you already know it, but let's quickly do a recap. Right? Let's say there is a student in class 7, right? All of our students who are in class 7. At the beginning of the year only, we have assigned a course mastery goal for them. The course mastery goal, as you all know, is a long-term goal. It covers the coursework of the entire academic year, the entire annual syllabus, right? Now, this long-term goal is divided into several short-term goals, right? These short-term goals are related to the chapters which are there in the entire book, right? So these short-term goals are called as nothing but unit mastery goals. Now, these unit mastery goals have to be assigned at the start of every new unit. And then if students are struggling in any of these goals, we can give them small targeted and specific videos, exercises to solve, which are known as assessments, right? So throughout the year, we work on course mastery goal. Every unit, our students work on unit mastery goals. And if you think it is necessary as a teacher, if you think it is necessary, you can give additional videos and exercises for remediation or practice. A lot of you have said that you have a dedicated period in the timetable for Khan Academy practice and implementation of the guided learning program. You can use that dedicated period for students to work on the middle level of goals, which is the short-term goals, unit mastery goals. This is what your students should be working on during these periods, so that over the period of 1 year, they will gradually complete their long-term goal as well, right? Great. Let's move forward and quickly see how to assign course mastery goals. We have already done this and a lot of you have already assigned it. Again, just a quick recap. Firstly, you select the class which you are teaching in your Khan Academy account. You select the class. Once you select the class, you are going to go to the assign button that you see on your teacher dashboard. Under the assign option, you will see three things that you have to select. One, you have to select the course. Second, you have to select the content. And third, you have to select the due date. To assign a course mastery goal, the due date should be the end of the year because it's a long-term goal. It's an annual goal, right? So you select the course, you select course mastery option from here, you select the due date, create course goal, and your goal is set. If you do this, the entire year's content will be visible to students on their account, student account, right? Let's take a look at the next goal, which is the unit mastery goal. Unit mastery goal कैसे assign करते हैं? Same process with a small change. You go to the class, you select your class, then you click on the assign button, then you select the course. So far, all the steps are the same that we have done for course mastery. The next step is the only step which is different. Instead of selecting course mastery, you have to select unit mastery and select for which particular unit you want to assign this goal, right? Just like there are chapters in your content textbook, in a similar manner, there are units on the Khan Academy platform. You select the unit which you're going to start teaching, and then you select the due date. The due date should be the date by when you will finish teaching the unit, roughly around the end of the month, but it will vary depending on how big or small the unit is. Now, to make your life even simpler, to make sure that you have all the support that you need in order to assign these unit mastery goals, this is what we've been doing. Can I see a thumbs up if you have found messages like this on your teacher WhatsApp group, the JNV teacher WhatsApp group? Have you seen these kind of messages that have been shared by Shorjo on these WhatsApp groups? Yeah, thank you so much, Sudhakar sir, Vani ma'am. You all have seen these kind of messages that come to you every month. These messages are meant to only make your life simpler. We know as teachers, there are so many things that you're doing every single day, and it can be hard to remember certain small things that we are asking you to do as well. That is the reason this message is sent to you as a guide at the beginning of every month. All you have to do is you have to click on the link for your specific grade. If you click, for example, on grade 7, which is visualizing solid shapes, what will happen is you will automatically be taken to the Khan Academy website with that particular topic. You will be directed to that specific topic. Let's say, for example, I have clicked on grade 7. I will immediately be taken to this page where I can see the unit visualizing solid shapes, and I don't have to go anywhere else. I can directly assign this to my students from here itself, right? If you're logged in, you will be able to see this. You will see an assign button right here. You can assign this, and the course mastery goal will be assigned to the students directly from here. You do not have to do anything else, right? So just follow these monthly messages that are being shared with you, and your students will be able to start working on their unit mastery goals. I hope all of you will be able to make use of this new initiative we started. Yes, sure, Joe.
Sorry, please continue.
No problem. Right. What I also want to share right now, because we're talking about unit mastery goals, is one amazing screenshot that we came across on one of our WhatsApp groups. It was really nice to see that Rishabh Tiwari ji from JNV Kachar from the Shillong region has already assigned all the unit mastery goals till the month of November on his account with appropriate deadlines for each of these unit mastery goals. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Rishabh and I am sure your students are benefiting from this because they already know उनको किस गोल पे काम करना है, एक के बाद एक उन्हें क्या करना है, ये सब उन्हें already एक ही जगह पे दिख पा रहा है, and you can see that they have started making amazing progress also, right? In the first 2 units which have been assigned, students have already started making 97 and 30% progress, which is an absolutely amazing result to have achieved. And this will not even create confusion among students because all the deadlines are also very, very carefully assigned. Students will know which goal they have to work on first. And then after that, what are they supposed to do? Rishabji, thank you so much. If you are here with us on this call, it would be really amazing to hear from you in our chat box. If you could share in our chat box, what was the result of doing this? That would be really helpful. I think it would help all our teachers also to understand some of the benefits of doing this. So yeah, looking forward to hear from you in the chat if you're here with us on this call. Yeah. And again, like Shorju said, if the rest of the teachers are also doing anything like this, if they have done something like this, and if it has given you good results in your classroom, I would definitely encourage all of you to share similar things on your respective WhatsApp groups as well. We keep looking at those groups pretty frequently. So if there's anything that's really working well in your classrooms, we would love to see that. Yeah, great. Let's move forward and do a quick recap of what exactly is our monthly goal. Once again, let's take a look at that. Firstly, we have to make sure that all of our students are spending 120 minutes of practice time. We already saw this, right? But that's not enough. If students are just spending 120 minutes of learning time on the Khan Academy platform every month, will it guarantee that students are also learning and developing their skills? If the students are just spending time on the platform, will it guarantee that they are also learning and their skills are growing? Can I get your answers or thoughts on the chat box? You just give them 120 minutes every month. You just give them 30 minutes every week. Will they for sure start working and will they for sure start growing their skill levels? अपने आप क्या वो प्रोफिशिएंट लेवल या मास्टरी लेवल तक क्या अपने आप वो पहुंच जाएंगे ऊपर ऊपर? Not necessarily, right? They might. Some students might. Some students who don't require any help from the teacher, they might automatically reach that level, but not surely. That's what I'm seeing a lot of teachers also share. Not necessarily. It's not enough to make sure that they're getting time. So, in order to reach our goal, which is to have 4+ skills every unit where they're reaching proficiency or mastery, there is something else that we need to do as teachers. And that is the reason you all are here in this session today, right? To learn about these strategies, these methods, which will help us to achieve that goal of 4+ skills in which students will gain proficiency or mastery, right? So let's talk about that. Before we move forward, there's a quick question again on your screen, which I want you to respond, but not on the chat box, right? Please respond to the poll, which you can see in front of you, and tell me what is the answer to this question. I'll read out the question. Which of the following is the right way to reach the mastered level on a skill? We just discussed this, right? I am sure all of you were listening to this discussion with a lot of attention. Shorjo, I can see a lot of quick participation. I think our teachers are just on their toes and absolutely alert about this. That's great to see.
Yeah,
More
we have already, I can't even count, it's going so fast. Close to 200 students, teachers already responding to the poll. But it's still 22%, so we have a long way to go. So we'll wait for everyone.
Yes. Last 5 seconds.
Teachers, request you to please click on the right number on the poll and not put it on the chat box. We will only look at the poll for this. It's a fun exercise for all of us. Kalpita, we will soon have close to 500 participants. Let me know when you want me to end the poll.
Yes.
Participants responding, sorry.
Let's give them another 10 seconds. I can see a lot of teachers are still participating in the poll.
Going up like this very quickly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's stop.
Okay. So let me share the results. Okay. So the results are on your screen right now.
Amazing, amazing. We have majority of the teachers who have answered the question correctly. The first option is the right option. Get all questions related to a proficient skill correct in a unit test, right? In a unit test, when a student attempts all the questions correctly related to a particular skill, that is when they reach the mastered level. If they have attempted all the questions about a skill correctly in an exercise में अगर उन्होंने आंसर किया है तो वो सिर्फ प्रोफिशिएंट लेवल तक पहुंच सकते हैं, क्योंकि एक्सरसाइज में सिर्फ एक ही टाइप के स्किल के ऊपर क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. मास्टरी लेवल तक पहुंचने के लिए उन्हें सिर्फ उस एक टाइप के स्किल के नहीं, पर उसी के साथ साथ और अलग अलग टाइप के मिक्स्ड बैग ऑफ क्वेश्चंस में उनको जब एक स्किल के आंसर्स करेक्टली सॉल्व करने का मौका मिलता है, तभी स्टूडेंट्स मास्टरी तक पहुंच सकते हैं. द करेक्ट ऑप्शन हियर इज यूनिट टेस्ट, right? This is the reason behind asking you this question was to make sure that all of you are helping your students to solve the unit test. Helping as in you're instructing the students to solve the unit test. Just completing the exercises will not unlock the mastery level for them. Let them complete the exercises at the end of the unit. Make sure that they're also taking the unit test, because unit test is what will actually help them to quickly move to the mastered level from the proficient level, right? I hope that helps you all to clarify a very small misconception that some of us had. Let's keep that in mind as we approach this month of September, and let's move forward. Thank you so much, Giorgio, for helping us with the poll and results. Okay, great. That's pretty much about the recap that we have done. We have recapped mastery learning. Now let's talk about how do we go forward. हमारा जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है गाइडेड लर्निंग प्रोग्राम का, उसको और स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने के लिए हमें क्या करना है, इसके बारे में अभी हम देखते हैं, राइट? The first and the most important thing which will help you to strengthen your class performance and implementation is tracking the skills data, right? On the teacher dashboard, on your account, there is a very, very simple way to check which students are achieving proficient level and mastered level, and which students are not achieving the proficient and mastered level as well. So now we are going to look at how to understand this. ये data जो है, इसको कैसे read करना है, understand करना है और apply करना है, इसके बारे में देखेंगे. And based on this data, how do you take certain actions to make sure that students who are struggling are supported as well is something that we will take a look at, right? So in the last session that we did, we have already learned about the activity overview report, right? The previous session that all of you were part of, I think in the month of April, you have learned a little bit about the activity overview report, which shows you how many learning minutes has every student spent on Khan Academy, right? So you go to your class, you select the activity overview button, you select the activity tab from here, and from here you see that, okay, some of my students have spent 30 minutes, some have spent 15 minutes, some have spent 0 minutes. From here you can see how much time they are spending. But as we just discussed, only spending time on the platform will not guarantee that students are learning and growing in skills as well. So now let us see, where will you see the skills data that you need in order to check which are the students who are growing in skills and which are the students who are struggling slightly. And this information is available to you right here, just next to the activity button, right? On the same activity overview tab, when you click on the skills button, activity के बाजू में ही ये skills का button available है. When you click on this skills button, you can select your class, you can select the unit, and you will see all the skills that fall within that unit, right? So for example, here in natural numbers, I can see place value tables within 1000 is a unit, is a skill. And on that skill, I can see that there are mostly purples here, which means great. All the students who have attempted this particular skill have either reached proficient or mastery level on this, which is amazing. But now I want to see the names of my students, right? Only seeing purple color here is not telling me anything. I want to know which are these students who are at proficient and mastered level. So what I will do is I will click on that small triangle that is there next to the skill. And when I click on this little triangle, I will get more details. I will see something like this. I will see the whole list of my students and which particular skill level they fall in. So I can see that there are 2 students who have not yet started practicing place value tables within 1000. There is 1 student who has attempted it, which means she has scored less than 70% on the skill. There is 1 student who is at familiar level, which means that she has scored more than 70%, but she has still got maybe 1 question wrong. There are 2 students who are at proficient level, and there are 3 students who have already mastered this skill, right? तो अब मुझे पता चलता है कि मेरा जो गोल था 4+ स्किल्स अचीव करने का, वो कौन से स्टूडेंट्स अचीव कर रहे हैं, कौन से स्टूडेंट्स स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, वो मुझे ये देख के पता चल रहा है. And that's not it. What I can also do is, if I can see that Ekta and Manmeet are struggling here, they need more support. What I can do is I can click on this button called assign this skill. When I click on this assign this skill button, the students on their account will be able to see videos and practice questions related to this particular skill only. They will be able to see questions related to place value tables within 1000, so that they can practice it more and reattempt this question, reattempt this exercise. And when they reattempt this exercise, they will move to proficient level if they answer all the questions correctly. I hope you're able to understand that only spending time on the platform isn't enough. As teachers, we have to keep monitoring what our students are doing, where are they falling after solving these practice questions, so that we can take corrective actions. And what is the corrective action that you're taking? You're assigning the skill to students where it's required. At the same time, tell me something. This is something I want to hear from you. Again, please use the chat box. If you can see that there are a few students who are in the not started category, what is something that you will do to make sure that they come out of the not started category? Can you use the chat box to share your responses, please? What do you think will you do if there are students who are showing in the not started category, but you want to bring them out of the not started category? What is something you can do? It means ये students ने place value tables solve करना शुरू ही नहीं किया है. They have not started solving place value tables. That is why they are showing in not started. So in the next Khan Academy period that you will have, in the next guided learning program period that you will have, what is something that you can do? I have started receiving some responses. Thank you so much. You can talk personally to those students. Thanks, Neetu ma'am. Is there anything else that you can do as well? Ask them to do it by name. You can reassign it. You will ask them to log in first. Thank you so much. I can see a lot of very, very thoughtful responses. Firstly, if the student is at not started, it could be because they have never logged in. Right? हो सकता है कि उन्होंने कभी लॉगिन ही नहीं किया है अपने अकाउंट में. That is why they are showing in not started. या हो सकता है उन्होंने लॉगिन किया है पर फिर भी उन्होंने इस स्पेसिफिक स्किल पे काम करना शुरू नहीं किया है. Right? So the first step would be to talk to those students and understand from them why they have not started working on a particular skill. And then based on that, you take a decision. If a student has not started because they were absent in the previous period when the devices were given to the students, then what will you do? You have to make sure that in the next period, you're first giving priority to that particular student so that they get time and they can start practicing the skill. If they have not logged in, then you have to help them to log on to Khan Academy, right? So the first step, like some of you rightly pointed out, talk to the students, find out what is the problem, and then help them accordingly. If the problem is that they were absent or they have not got a chance to solve it, next period, they should be given priority so that they come out of the not started category. Or if they have not logged in, we need to help them to log in. We have to activate those students and make sure that they start practicing as well. If there is a student who is falling in the attempted category, if a student has gotten less than 70%, as a teacher, I am going to be thinking, why has the student gotten less than 70%? Is there a basic skill that the child does not know? Like, for example, if a child does not understand the concept of units, tens, and hundreds, The child will not be able to solve questions related to place value tables within 1000. So I have to check with Ekta. Does she know the basic skills or the prior skills that are needed for this particular topic? If not, maybe I have to solve some of her doubts related to the previous skills or the old previous knowledge that the child was supposed to have. If a child isn't familiar, I'm going to assign the skill to that child. I'm going to assign the child a video and tell that child, please watch this video and re-attempt that particular exercise so that your misconceptions can be clarified. And if a student is at proficient level, if the student is at mastered level, I am going to appreciate that student in front of the rest of the class so that these students also feel motivated and encouraged. They feel happy about the fact that they have made such good progress. And it is also going to motivate the other students in the class to put their best efforts while practicing the skills going forward. There's one more thing that you can do with students who fall in the proficient category. How will these students who are in the proficient category go to the mastered category? Again, can you put your answers in the chat box? I can see that there are two students here, Akhil and Sanket. I want to move them from proficient category to mastered category. तो इनको क्या करना पड़ेगा? इनके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा मुझे? Like as a teacher, what instruction do I have to give these students so that they go from proficient to mastered? Amazing. I can see really good responses in the chat box. Thank you so much, Somnath sir, Manjula ma'am. Absolutely right. Neetu ma'am, they have to re-attempt the unit test. When you finish the entire unit of natural numbers, these students have to solve the unit test so that they move from proficient level to mastered level. Thank you so much, Ritu ma'am, Pradeep sir, Babli ma'am, absolutely right. They have to solve the unit test again. They cannot solve the same exercise again. They have to solve the unit test again to move to the mastered level. Great. You all have really understood how to not just read the skills report, but also to take the necessary actions based on the skills report, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to show you the skills report of a classroom. Imagine that this classroom is yours. And you are going to tell me कि हर एक स्किल लेवल के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आप क्या करोगे. इमेजिन करो, मैं आपको जो स्क्रीनशॉट अभी दिखाने वाली हूँ वो आपके क्लास के रिपोर्ट का स्क्रीनशॉट है. आपको मुझे बताना है कि उस रिपोर्ट के जो अलग अलग टाइप के बच्चे हैं उनके लिए आप अगर टीचर होते तो आप क्या करते. I hope everybody has understood the question. The screenshot is coming up on your screen now, right? Let's take a look at this and decide what are we going to do. This is the skills report for 4th standard multiplication, right? That is the skill that is being taught here. And you can see that within multiplication, there is a skill here, multiply 2 digit by 1 digit with area models. That is what we're teaching. And there are 2 students in attempted, 4 students in familiar, 4 in proficient, 1 in mastered, and 4 in not started. Imagine karo ye aapka class hai. Now let's go one by one. Can you think a little bit and tell me what will be your action step for students who are in the not started category? What is something that you're going to do for students who are in the not started category? You can see this on the right side of your screen. There's a category called not started. What will you do for these students? Please answer in the chat box. I'm talking about these students here. Waiting for responses in the chat box. Anusuya, Ekta, Prachi, Revant, these are 4 students who have not started solving multiplication of 2-digit number by 1-digit number. What will you do? Great, great. First, you will help them with the correct login credentials. Okay, maybe they have not logged in. So you will check if they have logged in. You will help them with the correct login credentials. And then what? What will you do after that? You will activate their account. ठीक है? What will you do after that? Check the reasons. Check the reasons for not starting work, and accordingly you will help them. Amazing. Amazing. Check, check, check. And what? There is one teacher who's also saying you can do peer grouping. Thank you so much, Pradeep sir. You can make that student sit with other students who have made some progress so that they can help each other. Okay. Ask them what is their problem. And you will also make sure, very, very important, I can see this being answered by some of the teachers as well. Agla period jab aayega, whenever the next practice period comes in the timetable, these 4 students need to be given more attention by the teacher. The teacher has to personally check if these 4 students are actually practicing or not. In the next period, they become your priority number 1. Amazing. Thanks. And let's move to the next. One second. Let's move to the next set of students. If the students are in the not started category, what you're going to do is you're going to give them additional practice time. What about students who are in the attempted category? On the left hand side, you can see that there are 2 students, Sanket and Swati. They're in the attempted category, which means that they have scored less than 70% when they solve this exercise. क्या कर सकते हैं हम इनके लिए? अगर उनको 70% से कम स्कोर आया है, तो इसका मतलब है कि उनका कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्कुल क्लियर नहीं है, उन्हें समझ में नहीं आया है. तो ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Okay, thank you, Syed sir. You will give them more chance. Okay, you will help to make their concepts clear. You will assign them video and you will revise the topic separately with them. Discuss with them, clear their concept. Amazing. Amazing. So you will try to explain the concept to them again. Maybe you will try to explain the concept to them in simpler language. Maybe you will try to explain some of the prior concepts, basic concepts to them to solve all the doubts that they might have. And then you will assign the skill to them again so that they can also watch videos and learn. Amazing. Thank you so much. So you will support them, you will reteach them, and you will assign the skill to them again. Now let's move to the next set of students who are at familiar level. I'm sorry, the students who are at familiar level, what will you do for them? They have scored more than 70%, but they have got only maybe 1 question wrong. What will you do for such students? Do they need too much help from you? उनका एक ही question wrong आया है. उनको पूरा topic वापस teach करने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है. उनके लिए आपको क्या करने की जरूरत है? If they have reached familiar level. Okay, you can give them some hints. Okay, sure. You can give them more practice questions. Thank you. You will assign this skill. You will click on the assign this skill button and you will select the names of these students, Sandeep, Maninderjit, Nihar, Rohit, so that these students get more videos related to multiplying 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers, and then they can solve the same exercise again. So you will ask them to try again, or you will assign this particular skill to those students. You will click on this assign skill button and select the names of these students, right? And the students who are at proficient level, which means they have scored 100 out of 100, what will you do for those students? Unko kya karna padega? We have discussed this multiple times before, and it's super important for all the teachers to remember this. If a child has scored 100 out of 100, what will you do? वो पहुंचा है प्रोफिशिएंट लेवल तक, मास्टर्ड पे नहीं पहुंचा है अब तक, बट प्रोफिशिएंट तक पहुंचा है. 100 out of 100 that student has got. Amazing. Thank you so much, Amrendra sir and Babli ma'am. You will make sure that these students are taking the unit test again. You will make sure that at the end of the unit, they're solving the unit test again. And you're also appreciating these students because they have definitely done a good job on that unit, right? And lastly, those students mastered level pe pahunch gaye. They have not only reached proficient, but they have reached mastered. What is it that you will do for students? इन स्टूडेंट्स को भी हम भूल नहीं सकते. इनको क्या करेंगे? Really important. This is something that we cannot forget. Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am. Thank you, Shashi Kumar sir. We will make sure that we are appreciating these students in front of all the students in the class, so that the other students also get motivated. They also receive some amount of encouragement, and everybody works hard to achieve the same thing. So it's a very simple thing that all of you have to do. What you have to do is open this skills report every week, at least once. so that you are able to see आपके class में कौन कितने पानी में है. You will get to understand where all of your students are, who needs more appreciation, who needs more push, who needs to be retaught, who needs to be assigned certain skills. All of these actions you will be able to take if you only spend one day, few minutes on one day in reading this report and understanding what it is telling you, right? So the first strategy which we have looked at today, which will help you to achieve your goal, is simply this: check the skills report every week and take the necessary actions based on the report. If you do this every week, I'm sure when we have a similar meeting at the end of next month, we will have so many students who have achieved proficient and mastery levels on more than 4 skills. Yeah. Thank you so much for participating so enthusiastically in the chat and making sure that you're alert and listening to everything that I'm saying. It has been absolutely amazing discussing this strategy with you, and I'm sure you will apply it in your classrooms as well, right? So don't forget at the end of it to click on the assign button, which is how all the students will get customized and personalized content on their student accounts, right? Now let's come to the next question. I would love to understand if all of you have understood what we just discussed. Here's your question. Shorja, could you please put the poll on? The question is, which of these skills can be tracked by using the skills report? Goals and exercises on the student account, students gaining proficiency and mastery in assigned skills, and time spent by students on Khan Academy. Please read all the options carefully and select the correct one. As always, we have 1 minute to select the correct question on your screen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kalpita. Again, once again, the counter is going crazy. It's been less than 30 seconds. We already have over 200 responses. However, lots of responses still left. Would request teachers to only answer the poll. आप chat box में मत लिखिए क्योंकि वो फिर count नहीं होगा ये number में. तो just please respond to the poll. We have close to 370, 380 responses already. We are at 1 minute. Kalpita, should we give 15 more seconds?
Yes. Let's wait for
Okay.
15 seconds. We already have 15 seconds left. I think teachers are answering the second question a lot faster than the first one.
Whenever you want to do the countdown, let me know.
Okay, we've reached 50%. Let's wait for another 10 seconds. I'm really happy to see that most of the teachers are answering the question correctly. Way to go, teachers. 10,
They're
9,
giving away the answer.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's stop. Let's stop. Amazing. Let's share the results with teachers. Congratulations to the 82% teachers who have answered this question correctly. Thank you so much for paying excellent attention and being alert throughout this piece. Students gain mastery and proficiency levels as they solve questions and move forward. And that is what you can see on the skills report. The skills report does not show you how much time students have spent on Khan Academy. वो आपको एक्टिविटी सेक्शन में दिखता है जो हमने पहले देखा था. वो आपको सिर्फ बताएगा कि 5 मिनट स्पेंड किया है, 10 मिनट स्पेंड किया है. वो आपको ये भी नहीं बताएगा कि स्टूडेंट्स के गोल्स क्या है. आपको वो भी अलग बटन पे दिखता है. जो skills का report है, the skills button in the activity overview tab will only show you how many students are falling under which level. How many students are on proficient, how many students are on mastery, how many on attempted, how many on familiar, and how many on not started. Right? So let's remember this because this is the report that all of us are going to start checking now to make sure that once in a week we are checking what our students are doing. It's not going to be really difficult, but it's something that's really important to remember. So take 5 seconds, quickly note this down in your notebook or take a screenshot of this if you need so that you're able to refer back to it whenever you need it. Let's quickly take a look at the chat in the meantime. Okay, I hope the quiz results were visible to you now, Shilpa ma'am. We shared them after the quiz ended. Yeah, great. Let's move forward. Here you go. Okay, I hope everybody is able to see the correct answer now. Can we close it?
It is closed. We can move ahead.
Amazing. Okay. Now that we know कि स्टूडेंट्स की प्रोग्रेस कैसे ट्रैक करते हैं, हमें ये भी सोचना चाहिए कि हम स्टूडेंट्स को मोटिवेट करने के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, राइट? इफ वी मोटिवेट स्टूडेंट्स, इफ वी सेलिब्रेट द स्ट्रैटेजीज, इफ वी सेलिब्रेट द सक्सेस of students in our classroom, it is 100% guaranteed that students will feel like working on these mastery goals, which will then improve your implementation of the program in the classroom, right? Like if students are excited about using Khan Academy, if the students are excited about learning maths, if they're excited about practicing questions and reaching mastery, then that definitely means that their performance is going to be better. And if their performance is better, it means that as a teacher, you are able to implement Khan Academy a lot better in your classroom, right? So in order to celebrate student success, there are so many things that we can do. And I'm sure आप लोग already आपके classrooms में इसमें से बहुत सारी चीजें कर रहे होंगे. So before I tell you what are the 2 easy and effective strategies that you can follow in your classrooms, I want to hear from all of you. ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जो आप स्कूल में आपके क्लास में करते हो ताकि स्टूडेंट्स को उनकी सक्सेस के बारे में अच्छा फील हो? It can be something really small. It can be something as small as calling the child in front of the class and clapping for the child because they have done a great job in the assessment. Or it could be anything else, right? So because you all are such experienced teachers और आप इतने साल से students के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, can you share one thing which you do in your classroom to celebrate your students' growth and success, which you feel the students love? कि जब टीचर ये करते हैं तो स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत पसंद आता है, ऐसी कौन सी चीज है? Can already see students in the class. You clap for them, you praise them, you appreciate them. Amazing. You announce the students of the month in the morning assembly. I think that's an excellent idea, Rajni ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. Appreciating the students to encourage the other students as well. So important. Thanks, Vani ma'am. What else do you do? You announce names in front of their classmates. You give certificates. Jatinder sir, thank you so much. You give small gifts like a pen to high achievers. Thank you so much. That's a great strategy as well. Writing their board names on the class board. So simple, right? Such a small thing, but it's so effective. Students love it, right? Encourage them in front of the academic in charge. Thanks, Vani ma'am. You give them small gifts as reinforcement so that they repeat the same behavior. Small chocolates, toffees, small gift in front of all the students. Sure, these are all great strategies. The chat responses are coming at a huge, like a very fast rate. I'm really happy to see so many teachers already doing positive things in their classroom. During prayer, you give them prizes. You inform their parents about it. Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am. So important. Students feel so happy when a positive message or a news goes to their parents from the teachers, not just a complaint, right? It's an amazing strategy. Message on the WhatsApp group. Lovely. Thank you so much. You are already doing wonderful things in your classroom to make sure that the students feel happy. They feel that their success is visible to the teacher, right? उन्हें वही चाहिए होता है कि मैंने कुछ पॉजिटिव किया, मेरी टीचर ने उसको नोटिस किया और मुझे उसके लिए कुछ बोला. Students love it, and when this happens, they repeat the behavior. They continue to do the same positive thing again. And that is what we mean by reinforcing positive behavior, right? So all of you are already doing all these wonderful things. All I'm going to share with you are 2 simple new strategies which you can do. And उसमें से एक चीज तो already chat पे कुछ लोगों ने share कर ही दी है. So let's go ahead and take a look at these strategies. One thing that I will request you to keep in mind when we look at these strategies is that no matter what strategy you use, right? It could be a very simple strategy. It could be a very complex strategy. It could be something which you have to spend money on. It could be something that could be free of cost. It could be something that takes a lot of time. It could be something that just takes 1 minute. For a strategy to be effective, you have to remember that you have to do it consistently. which means that it has to be done after a specific period of time. If you're going to do it every week, then you have to do it every week. We can't skip it, right? We can't do it when we feel like doing it. If we say that every month we are going to announce students of the month, we have to announce students of the month. If we say after every 10 days, I'm going to declare a math champion in the classroom, then after every 10 days, I have to declare a math champion in the classroom. Because if we don't do it once, students will stop taking it seriously and it will lose its importance. So keep this in mind when we look at the upcoming strategies or even any other methods that you're already following in your classroom. Do not forget that consistency is key, right? On that note, let's take a look at the first strategy, which all of you have already shared in the chat box, which is appreciation of students for working towards mastery goals, right? We know that students have to work very, very hard to achieve mastery goals, to reach mastery level. And if there are students who are completing their mastery goals, they definitely deserve appreciation, right? And to do that, we are going to follow something which is really simple. You have already learned this in the last session as well. I'm just going to remind you so that in case you had forgotten how to use this information, you will be able to remember it, right? So what you need to do is you need to go to the mastery tab on your teacher dashboard and click on the course mastery goal option or the unit mastery goal option, whichever mastery you're tracking. And then when you see students who have 100% progress, you need to reward those students for making amazing progress, right? Let's take a quick look at the Khan Academy platform so that we can also see a demo of this, right? We're going to see how to check the progress report and how to pick out students who have completed their mastery goal to 100% level. Let's take a look at that. Right. So here is my teacher dashboard, right? I'm going to, this is how it looks like when I open my account for the first time, right? Now I'm going to select my class. After selecting my class, I'm going to go on the left-hand side under mastery goals. I will see this button called as progress, right? I'm sure all of you are able to see this progress button where my mouse is hovering right now. When you click on progress, you will be able to see all the goals which you have assigned in your classroom, right? Now, let's say I want to look at this particular goal. I'm going to click on the progress, which is visible on the right-hand side. Over here, I will see all the students and how much progress they have made. If there is any student who has reached 80% and above, I will see a small tick next to their name, right? So in this particular unit, I'm not able to see any student who has reached 80% or more. So there is nobody I will give the award or the certificate to. But if there are any other students, like on natural numbers, for example, I can see that there is one student who has completed 89% of his mastery goal target, right? The child has gone beyond 80%, and that's why I can see this completed remark over here as well. So what I will do is at the end of the unit, I'm going to identify these students and I'm going to give them a small certificate of appreciation to celebrate the work that they have done. So in this class, it's Rohit and Ayush who have completed their mastery goal for this particular unit. I'm going to celebrate their success by calling them out in the front, or you can call them out in the student assembly, or you can call them out in front of the principal or the academic in charge to give them these certificates of appreciation. And we already have these certificates created for you. We will be sharing these certificates with you as well. Some of you shared in the chat that you give them mastery certificates already. If you're doing it already, amazing. If you're not, if you did not know about this, then this is a great thing for you to start doing. The Mastery Captain certificate, we have the PDF of this certificate, which you can download. You can write their name, print it out, and give it to the student at the end of the unit. If you do this at the end of one unit, I'm sure you will see so many other students who will be motivated to complete their mastery goals in the unit after that, because they would also want to get the Mastery Captain certificate at the end of the unit. Right? It's a really simple thing, which will go a long way in motivating students and celebrating their success. Just like Mastery Captain, We also have some other certificates which you can give. For example, if there is a student who supports other students really well in achieving their goals, then you can give the grand tutor certificate to such students as well, so that they feel that their efforts in helping other students are also being seen by the teacher. And if there is any other reason for which you want to give a certificate of appreciation, we have a certificate of appreciation template as well. All you need to do is print the certificate, write the student's name, and reward it. But as I said earlier, do it consistently. If you start doing this, please make sure you do it without fail at the end of every unit, so that the students know कि yes, they have to work towards this goal. टीचर यूनिट के एंड में सर्टिफिकेट देने वाले हैं जो स्टूडेंट्स अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए, तो मुझे कुछ भी हो जाए अपने मास्टरी की तरफ काम करते ही रहना है. That goal will be set in their in our students' minds, and they will continue working on this. You want to add something, Shorjo?
No, we are good. Please.
Okay, awesome. So these will be shared with you towards the end of the session. We will send you a link to a PDF, to a document. In that document, you will find these certificate links as well. So please make sure you look at the chat box at the end of the session, copy and save that link for yourself so that you can use these certificates in future whenever you need them, right? Great, let's move on. There's another amazing strategy which I'm so happy to share with all of you, which will help you to celebrate student success without any additional effort, right? You will not have to go anywhere. You will not have to purchase anything. You will have no additional thing that you have to do. It will take a maximum of 5 minutes in a week or in a unit or in a month to do, but it will definitely help the students to feel as if they have achieved something remarkable in their journey. And the name of this strategy is the Learn Storm Tracker, right? This is a tracker which is already part of the Khan Academy account that you teachers have. And through this Learn Storm Tracker, you can celebrate all the students who level up, right? Level up मतलब जो students proficient या mastery level तक पहुंचते हैं, उन student के efforts को आप celebrate कर सकते हो using this tracker, right? So whenever there are students who go up to proficient or mastery level, this Learn Storm Tracker creates an extra ring, right? So a full ring is earned by the students when the total number of students of the classroom के equivalent level ups होते हैं, right? For example, if there are 20 students in a classroom and there are 20 level ups that happen, one new ring of the Learn Storm Tracker gets added. Let's learn a little bit more about this in detail as well, so that all your questions about this are properly answered, right? First of all, I want to tell you why are we using LearnStorm, right? It is a very simple tool. Like I said, it's a very simple tool to celebrate our students' mastery progress. If students are leveling up to proficient level, if they're leveling up to mastery level, we want to celebrate that, right? And we want to make this progress visible in front of the entire class. So LearnStorm का एक ही purpose है कि students की जो progress है वो हम उन्हीं के सामने visible करके उन्हीं को दिखाएं, ताकि students भी अपने आप के achievements में एक pride महसूस करें. The students feel proud that yes, because I leveled up to proficient, my entire class has got a new ring that has gotten added, which really helps students to feel motivated and confident. If you think about it, the only reward or the only prize that is going to come out of this tracker is that the students are going to feel motivated. There's no other prize or reward here. It's just the students' motivation that is going to matter a lot, right? At the same time, please remember that LearnStorm is not a competition between teachers, right? If a specific class in the school 6 standard has got more rings than 7 standard, it is not going to matter to us, right? Because every class is unique. All teachers have different challenges and different struggles. So we are not going to compete this class versus this class, this teacher versus this teacher, this school versus this school, this region versus this region. It's not important to us. What is important is that within every single class, You keep growing more and more rings. You keep on going ahead so that your students start seeing that the progress that they are making is actually visible to them, right? Having said that, let's actually see how to use this LearnStorm tracker and how to make this student learning visible in our classrooms, right? So the LearnStorm tracker, as you can see on the screen, looks like this. It is a bunch of rings, one after the other, and a new ring will get added one by one as students progress in mastery gradually. So let's say there is a class with 36 students, right? So एक नया ring यहाँ पे create हो जाएगा अगर आपके पूरे क्लास में 36 level ups होते हैं तो मतलब total 36 proficient levels achieve होते हैं या 36 mastery levels achieve होते हैं तो यहाँ पे एक नया ring add हो जाएगा. And what you have to show or discuss with the students, your aim is how many more rings can we add together as a classroom. If only one student is achieving mastery and the other students are not, this ring will not go ahead. The ring goes ahead only if 36 level ups happen. If in your class there are 36 students, 36 level ups hone pe hi ek naya ring add hoga, right? We'll see a quick demonstration of this as well. But before we do that, let's understand कि क्या करने से ये LearnStorm हम अपने classes में अच्छे से use कर सकते हैं. First, try to see if you want to announce small rewards for achieving various ring levels. Like some of you mentioned, you give a pen to a star performer, or some of you mentioned that you will give them a chocolate, or you will give them some kind of a star. You can decide that. आपको पता है आपके स्टूडेंट्स को कौन सी ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं जो पसंद है. So you can announce a small reward. Like for example, when we reach 5 rings, I'm going to distribute a small toffee to everybody in the classroom. Or if we reach 10 rings, I'm going to give a small star to everybody in the class. Or if we reach 10 rings, I will give you 5 minutes of playtime within the classroom or 5 minutes of free time within the classroom, right? You can decide this within your school, within your classroom. आपको क्या reward देना है आपके classroom के लिए. You can decide that. But again, like I said, you have to be consistent with it. If you have said that upon reaching 5 rings, I'm going to give one small star sticker to every student in the classroom, then you have to actually do that, right? So please announce rewards which you will actually be able to do and which will also make the students feel happy. Remember, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be whatever you like. Second thing that I would really request you to do is have a fixed time for revealing the rings. Decide on a time, like every Monday or every Saturday, or whenever your period for practicing Khan Academy is, or once in a month, you decide it. But decide the time when you can reveal these rings in your classroom so that all the students come together. They are very excited to see how many rings have been added today. And then you show them that ring. So if it happens at a fixed time, students are going to feel excited about it. कि अच्छा मंडे आ गया, आज रिंग्स देखने का टाइम है. मंथ एंड आ गया, आज रिंग्स देखने का टाइम है. It's going to excite them if they know कि वो रिंग्स देखने का टाइम कौन सा है, right? The next thing that I will really request you to keep in mind, the animation that we just saw on the screen, that can be played only once, right? So for example, if I click on this check for progress button and 2 new rings get added here, I cannot replay it. वो जो 2 रिंग्स ऐड होती है वो सिर्फ एक ही बार आपको दिखाई देगा. फिर अगली बार जब और 36 स्टूडेंट्स का लेवल अप होगा फिर एक नया रिंग दिखाई देगा, पर एक रिंग आपको एक ही बार प्ले करते हुए दिखती है. लाइक वी से राइट, आकाशवाणी सिर्फ एक बार होती है. दैट इज हाउ दिस वर्क्स. इट विल हैपन ओनली वंस and you have to make sure that all students are watching it. So do not click on this check for progress button if only a few students are watching it or if all students are not present. Right? Having said this, let's quickly take a look at an actual demonstration of how this is going to work. It's going to be really exciting when you try it out in front of all your students. So try to understand how this is going to work thoroughly before you actually do it in your classroom. Right? So how do you get to this LearnStorm page? Right? What you have to do is on your teacher dashboard, below the assignments button, you will see this small arrow button called LearnStorm. I'm sure all of you are able to see it here on the left-hand side of my screen. When you click on the LearnStorm button, you will be taken to a page like this, right? The rings that you saw in the photo, you will see those. And right now I can see that the third ring has been added, but it's been added only like 6%. The progress is just 6%. Now, when I click on this check for progress button, this will start going up slowly, 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 as you can see here. And I will be able to see कि कितना grow हुआ है. It will stop when the progress stops. Let's see how much is it going up. 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, 100%, right?
Wow.
It's this kind of a thing will take place. And if you have a big panel in your classroom, like some of you said that students have started using these panels, or if you have a computer in your computer lab where all the students are watching, just a small cheer on the screen is going to really excite the students, and they will be able to see how many new rings have been added. Now, if I click on this button again, this is not going to repeat. So please remember that you have to do it when all students are watching. See, now there's a new ring, that is why it is getting added. Third ring already add ho chuki hai. That will not play again.
I think Kalpita, जब बच्चे ये आके देखेंगे, when they will see it on the screen, they will also be so excited. I think ये मेरे क्लास में अगर होता तो बच्चे तो बहुत excited हो जाते
Definitely.
time.
Definitely. So, and you can keep pressing this button to see अगला ring add हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है. अगर और इससे ज़्यादा level ups हुए होंगे तो fifth ring भी create हो जाएगी. See, there's more progress that students have made. So the fifth ring is also getting added, but it has stopped at 12%, right? So now when there are 17 students in this classroom. So when there are a total of 17 level ups that happen, this number will reach 100%. And this fifth ring, which you can see has been added only partially, will also get completed. And then you can give them whatever reward you have promised them. If 5 rings get added and this is what you will get, that's what you can do, right? Shaurjo, anything that you would like to add here? Anything that stands out to you?
No, I think as I was sharing, I think students will be very excited about this. So,
Definitely.
chaliye, let's try this out. This is the first time that we are trying something out like this with all of our teachers, and this is something very interesting. So let's see how this goes. And obviously, please keep sharing your pictures and the excitement that you see. Let us also move on to see what is next.
Yes, yes, definitely. Teachers, if you do this in your classroom at least once a week or once a month, please feel free to record a small video or a small clip of what your classroom looks like. We'd love to see if the students are actually enjoying it as much as we did, right? Amazing. So now that we know what are these 2 strategies, we've learned about you already have been using multiple strategies, but today we discussed 2 strategies. One is using certificates to reward our students at the end of every unit. And second is using the simple LearnStorm tracker to make students' progress visible. At the end of this, I want you to look at the question, which you can now see on your screen, and answer the poll that will get launched. Shaurjo, let's launch the poll, please.
Yeah.
The question is simple. In a class of 20 students, a new ring will be added on the LearnStorm tracker when dash. Please read all the 3 scenarios carefully and then select the correct answer.
All right. As always, numbers are just going up very quickly. I think it's also towards the end of the session, so teachers are also a little tired. We can see that, but let's try to answer this as soon as possible. Okay, so we already have 200. We've crossed 200 very quickly in less than 30 seconds. Oh, since I've said that, teachers are answering this much more quickly. Teachers, we are almost done with the session here today. This is the last. We have about 10 minutes left. So do fill this up very quickly. We have about 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the answers. Brilliant. Congratulations to all the teachers who've been paying attention and understanding this concept of LearnStorm really well. We have 66% teachers who've said that when all 20 students practice different exercises, by the end of which there are 20 level ups to proficient that happen, that is when a new ring will get added on the LearnStorm tracker. Let me clear a small confusion. If all 20 students spend more than 30 minutes of time per week, but if they do not go to proficient or mastery level, then a new ring will not get added, right? सिर्फ time spend करने से नया ring add नहीं होगा. नया ring सिर्फ तब add होगा जब students time spend करते हैं और उसके साथ ही वो proficient और mastery level तक पहुंचते हैं. Which is why I want you to focus on both parts of the goal that we discussed. We have 2 goals every month. We have to make sure that they are practicing for 30 minutes every week or 120 minutes every month. And they're also gaining proficiency and mastery in 4 or more skills every month, right? So सिर्फ time spend करना हमारा goal नहीं है. हमें mastery की तरफ students को लेके जाना है और LearnStorm का भी यही मकसद है. अगर हमारे students proficient और mastered level तक जाते हैं, तब ये नई रिंग जो है वो ऐड होगी और स्टूडेंट्स को वो जो सेलिब्रेशन करने का मौका है वो मिलेगा, राइट? Amazing. On that note, let's stop sharing the poll. I think this has been amazing to see that all our teachers have understood this and are equally excited about this. Thanks, Shorjo. Right? So we've looked at one thing that we can do to improve our to improve our implementation, and that is how to track our student skill progress and how to take certain specific actions, personalized actions on the basis of that. And we've seen 2 strategies to motivate students. One is giving them certificates at the end of every unit, and second is using the LearnStorm tracker. Right now, some of y'all must be thinking कि इतनी सारी चीजें हम कैसे करें? हमारे पास तो इतना टाइम नहीं है. हमारे पास दिन भर स्कूल होता है, पढ़ाना होता है, मैथ के अलावा बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स भी होते हैं. There's so much that we are doing every day. These all things are amazing. We really want to do it, but हम नहीं कर सकते. हमें पता नहीं है इसको कैसे करना है. ट्रेनिंग में वो सब बहुत अच्छा लगता है, हमें सुनना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, आप जो भी बोलते हो. लेकिन जब स्कूल में एक्चुअली अप्लाई करने की बारी आती है तो हम बहुत सारी चैलेंजेस फेस करते हैं, राइट? वी हैव हर्ड दिस फ्रॉम अ लॉट ऑफ यू एंड आई कंप्लीटली अग्री. There are so many things that all of you teachers are doing every single day. You have to balance a lot of things, right? So I'm going to request you, I can see a lot of responses in the chat. Teachers are, yes, attendance link is going to come to you. We have another 10 minutes left. The last 5 minutes will be specifically reserved for you to fill the registration, sorry, the attendance form, and to answer any questions you might have. We have almost reached the end. Please do not drop off before you fill out the form, right? Let's quickly take a look at the next steps as well, so that you know कि जो चीजें हमने सीखी उसको कैसे balance करना है. So here is a small plan that we have created for you based on what has worked in other classrooms, right? So we have seen in some regions, in some schools with great results, there are some simple things that teachers are doing, a simple manner in which teachers are planning their week and their timetable so that all of these things become possible, right? So this is just a suggestion. Please understand that you are the best people in your schools who understand the students, who understand your situation. So you will definitely make some changes to this. You will tweak it slightly, but this is a, वो कहते हैं ना, it's like a blueprint, right? It's a blueprint. It's a small tool which will help you to plan your unit or your week a little bit better. So let's just understand this, right? हमने देखा कि 5 टाइप के 4 टाइप के लेवल्स होते हैं: अटेम्प्टेड, फेमिलियर, प्रोफिशिएंट एंड मास्टरी. So let us see what are the things that teachers can do for each type of students, right? Because हमने देखा कि हमें अगर 4+ स्किल्स अचीव करने हैं हर महीने प्रोफिशिएंट लेवल और मास्टरी लेवल के, तो जो सपोर्ट हमें स्टूडेंट्स को देना है वो पर्सनलाइज्ड सपोर्ट देना होगा. अटेम्प्टेड, फेमिलियर, प्रोफिशिएंट, मास्टरी इन लेवल्स पे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए हमें अलग अलग चीजें करनी होगी. तो उस हिसाब से देखते हैं कि हम हमारा पूरा यूनिट कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं. तो बिफोर द यूनिट, एज यू ऑलरेडी नो, what you have to do is you have to assign unit mastery goals, which are basically your chapter goals, right? Before you start every unit, you assign a goal. Before you start every chapter, you assign a unit mastery goal. You're already doing that. That's done. Now, what do you do during the unit? Unit शुरू हो गया, आपने unit mastery goal assign कर दिया. अब, as a teacher, what you have to do is, for students who are at any level, for your whole class, you have to just make sure that once in a week, you are reviewing the activity overview report and you are reviewing the skills report, right? Once you review the skills report, which is inside the activity overview report, you will be able to assign skills for practice. तो जो स्टूडेंट्स फेमिलियर लेवल पे हैं उनके लिए आपको स्किल्स असाइन करने हैं प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए. जो स्टूडेंट्स आपके उससे भी लो लेवल पे है उनके लिए आपको रीटीच करना है, उनके लिए आपको डाउट सॉल्व करने हैं, कोई प्रीवियस उनके बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स अनक्लियर है तो आपको वो सॉल्व करने हैं. जो स्टूडेंट्स आपके ऑलरेडी मास्टरी लेवल तक पहुंच गए हैं या इवन प्रोफिशिएंट लेवल तक पहुंचे हैं उनको आपको अप्रिशिएट और सेलिब्रेट करना है. ये सारी चीजें आप बिटवीन द वीक किसी भी तरह से कर सकते हो, पर कम से कम एक बार आप अगर करेंगे तो आपको अच्छा रिजल्ट मिलेगा, राइट? तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ योर खान अकेडमी प्रैक्टिस पीरियड इज लेट्स से ऑन फ्राइडे, तो उसके अगले दिन आप एक्टिविटी ओवरव्यू रिपोर्ट देखिए, उसके हिसाब से आप स्किल्स असाइन कीजिए, रिटीच कीजिए, स्टूडेंट्स को अप्रिशिएट कीजिए. अगर आपका खान अकेडमी का पीरियड जो है वो मंडे को है तो आप उसके अगले दिन पे कीजिए. There's no hard and fast rule because everybody's timetable is going to have the Khan Academy practice period on different days of the week. Some might have it on Monday, some might have it on Friday, some might have it on Saturday. What you only have to keep in mind is one day after the period, you're reviewing the activity overview report. And based on that report, you're appreciating students, you're reteaching certain students who have doubts, and you're assigning skills for practice. If this is what you're able to do every week of the unit, we are absolutely sure that you will have brilliant results and you will be able to see that students are growing up in skills and not just time also. They're actually achieving more than 4 skills in proficient and mastery levels. And at the end of the unit, like we discussed earlier, for the students who are in proficient, you have to ask them to retake the unit test. You can give student certificates to students who have completed their unit mastery goals. And you can also reveal the LearnStorm rings to see how many new rings have been added. If you want to do the LearnStorm ring reveal on a weekly basis, you can do that also. आप में से बहुत लोगों ने बोला कि आपका वीकली खान अकेडमी पीरियड है, तो अगर आपको उस पीरियड में 2 मिनट के लिए स्टूडेंट्स को साथ में बुला के रिंग्स दिखाने हैं तो आप वो भी कर सकते हो. अगर आपके पास हर वीक ये करने का टाइम नहीं है तो आप एंड ऑफ द यूनिट पे भी रिंग्स रिवील कर सकते हो. बट प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू आर डूइंग इट कंसिस्टेंटली एंड ट्राई टू डू इट as consistently as possible so that students also get used to it. They will also know कि अच्छा आज सैटरडे है तो मतलब टीचर्स हमें नए स्किल्स असाइन करने वाले हैं तो हमें प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. They will also start thinking in that direction. Yeah. So this is a simple plan that I would sincerely urge all you teachers to use. It has been created with the help of other teachers who have used something like this in their classroom and gotten good results. So we would love for more and more teachers to make use of this tool. This is going to be shared with you. You can also take a screenshot of this, but it's going to be shared with you so that you can use it and see better results in your classrooms, right? Now that you all know what the next steps are, let's quickly move to the amazing resource. We'll share a link in the chat box, which is going to have 2 things. First is this gift that we're giving you, which is the post-training document, the links of the certificate, the links of the more information about the LearnStorm tracker. They're all available in this post-training document. Please make sure that you save the link of this document with you so that you can refer to it whenever you need. The post-training link has been shared in the chat. And along with this, we're also sharing the link of the attendance form, which all of you can solve. There's a small correction here. It is a 20-mark assessment. Here it says it's a 15-mark assessment. My apologies. It's a 20-mark assessment with 4 questions which are graded. So please make sure that you're filling it. The attendance form is also in the chat box. Yeah, there are 2 links that have been shared.
Thank you so much, Kalpita. Just wanted to take 2 minutes here to also tell one thank you for just leading the session so brilliantly. I think all the teachers are just complimenting on how well you've taken the session today.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for that. Again, Kalpita and I are both sharing the links on the chat box. 2 लिंक है यहाँ पे, एक है अटेंडेंस और असेसमेंट फॉर्म का. अटेंडेंस और असेसमेंट फॉर्म आपको मैं फिर से कहना चाहता हूँ कि प्लीज इसको आप सही से भरिए। आपका ईमेल है, आपका स्कूल का नाम, आपका एग्जैक्ट आपका नाम जो है वैसे ही भरिए, ताकि हम आपको आपके अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट पहुंचा पा सकते हैं। ये अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट आपके पास नेक्स्ट 2 हफ्तों में पहुंचेगा। कल नहीं पहुंचेगा, आज शाम को नहीं पहुंचेगा, मंडे को नहीं पहुंचेगा। वी विल नीड सम टाइम टू सेंड दिस टू यू, सो प्लीज बी पेशेंट। कोई भी दिक्कत है, कोई भी आपको प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, आप सभी के पास मोस्टली मेरा नंबर है, आप मुझे डायरेक्टली इसके लिए कॉल कीजिए। अटेंडेंस फॉर्म हम लोग बार बार भेजते रहेंगे अभी नेक्स्ट 2-3 मिनट के लिए। आप सभी से एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये आप अभी भर के जाइए। ये अटेंडेंस फॉर्म कल सुबह तक लाइव रहेगा, जस्ट इन केस समवन ड्रॉप्स आउट और मिसेस फिलिंग इट अप, बट इसको हम इसके बाद और शेयर नहीं करेंगे, राइट? तो प्लीज 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 अटेंडेंस फॉर्म भर के ही जाइए, नहीं तो वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू सेंड यू योर सर्टिफिकेट्स। Kalpita is continuously sharing both the links, post training resources and the attendance form link. Please save both. Only the attendance form link is not the important. The more important link is actually the post training resource, so that you have all of this information all the time. Attendance form is not working is something that Subodhji is saying. Kalpita, can we look at it quickly once?
Yes. So, both sir, what I would request you is please copy the link and paste it in Google Chrome. If it's not opening directly from Zoom, it happens on some devices. Please try to please try to copy the link and paste it on Google Chrome. I'm sure the link is working because we've already started receiving responses as well. There might be some challenge either with your internet or with your browser. So if it's not opening directly from Zoom, please try and click.
Kalpita, how many responses have we received on the attendance form currently?
1 second.
No problem. Manoj ji, I will not be able to send it on the WhatsApp group, but you can text me directly. I will share it there. We've already received quite a few responses, right? So आप देख पा रहे हो?
We have
Mamta ji and rest. We are receiving a lot of responses. I'm sharing the link once again for everyone here. We are here, don't worry. We will also share. Thank you, Bappa Dikto ji. We will also share. I've been to your school, sir. How are you? We will also share uh, the the post training resources and the recording of the session after this. Link is working for some people, not working for some people. चलिए फिर से हम एक बार शेयर कर देते हैं। व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में शायद हम शेयर नहीं कर पाएंगे क्योंकि काफी सारे टीचर्स अटेंड नहीं किए हैं। आपको अगर कोई भी दिक्कत आ रहा है यहाँ पे, आप मुझसे डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट कीजिए। मेरा नंबर अभी सभी के पास है, तो प्लीज नो प्रॉब्लम, प्लीज सभी को लेट्स शेयर इट विद एवरीवन। अगर व्हाट्सएप लिंक, अगर अटेंडेंस फॉर्म आपने भर लिया है, कल्पिता जस्ट द लास्ट स्क्रीन प्लीज, जहाँ पे हमारा
Shorju also at the same time wanted to check if there are any
हाँ
questions.
सपोर्ट करेक्ट। हाँ, अभी तो unfortunately most of the questions are around the attendance form not working. So we will figure this out. Any other questions that you have? Thank you, Pooja Mishra ji. She's mentioned that thank you for motivating us. Ma'am, you motivate all of us continuously more than anything else. If you have additional questions, please put it on the chat box. कोई भी अगर आपके पास सवाल है तो आप
Please
जरूर
put
chat
it on
box.
the Q&A box. Sorry, if possible,
Sorry.
please use the Q&A box so that, Shorjo, can you take a look at the Q&A box and let me know if there are any questions that need answering?
Infrastructure, content.
Um, Teachers,
attendance.
while you are filling the form, please make sure that you have saved this number. I'm sure आप में से बहुत teachers के पास already ये जो call and WhatsApp का number है वो saved होगा. If you need any support with respect to something on the app not working, something on the account which you have a difficulty with, data that you need help with, you're always welcome to call our support number, which is 011. We work on all work weekdays, which is Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're available on call. And if you want to chat, thanks, Arvind sir. A lot of teachers are receiving 20 out of 20 points as well. Really happy to see that and glad that you paid attention throughout the session. Thank you so much.